Now, of course, you can just do this in a book. That's the oldest method in the world. Just a little paper to keep it from staining your book too much. But, you know, if you have one of these around from when your kids were little, you can make it pretty easily too. It's really just 2 Velcro straps, you can see. 2 pieces of wood. I've seen all kinds of them. One year I decided I was going to make one and I bought special screws and all that kind of stuff, and I never made it. So that's the way things go. Put these down. Get the one on here. So you can buy these Velcro straps like at any, I don't know, camping store I've bought them at. One on, and the other, and there we go. We'll check on these in a week or so. They're pretty small flowers, so they don't need to be pressed too long. And there you go. We'll check back on them later. So a week has gone by and I've got my little flower press here, so I'm excited to open it up. It's just Velcro strapped here. We've got a very stormy, tumultuous day here, so we'll see if the breeze kicks up while I'm doing this. I hope not, but we shall see. Open up our little Velcro straps, easy as pie. Those off, and let's see what we have. Oh, these were the balloon flowers. There's 2 sets of them there. Very pretty. Put them on our plate here. A little fern leaf. I think I'm going to need some tweezers to work with these. This is similar to one I did last week. Oh, here was the daisy. Very nice and flat. These sweet little purple ones right in there with the little leaves on them as well is going to be quite pretty. A little breeze. Go through these quickly. Those look like those Egyptian flowers you always see in the hieroglyphs. Go. So here's our full set. We'll take these indoors and see what we can make with them. So we're going to start. We need a few tools. Some Mod Podge, some paint brushes, our flowers, of course, and this here is just some watercolor paper that I cut up, and I bought that just for $1.99, I think, over at Michael's. So the first thing I'm going to do is going to put a couple aside and just look at my little, try to see what side is smoother. That side's a little smoother to put our flowers on. And I'm just going to create a little tableau with some of the flowers. We'll see how they fit. Can be very simple. Maybe some other, let's see, this little guy is quite pretty as well. Keep them together, pull off any straggly stuff that doesn't look good. I am using these little tweezers, the kind of needle nose splinter tweezers, super handy. I've got this flower. If I want to make it look like a little wildflower bouquet, I kind of just stagger them up there and see if Add maybe a little buttercup with its blossom facing outward. And that is plenty right there. That makes a very beautiful little bookmark. So we're going to put it aside, and then I'm going to use my Mod Podge and get that there. Pull my little flowers apart, and starting with this large one, I'm going to use a very fine paintbrush. Lift it up so I don't break the stem. And I like this yellow side face up. So I'm just going to be careful, turn it over, and paint some of the back here. Little tiny strokes. Probably any watered down PVA glue would work. I'm going to zoom this up in a bit. Mod Podge is just handy. You can get it, you know, any place. A little bit on the stems. Tap off any debris. Turn it over. I'm going to place it on there. So you don't have to worry about it too much coming through, because we are going to put Mod Podge on top as well. The Mod Podge crafting, you know, never gets old. I can use these. Sometimes using the tweezers to press things down rather than your fingers is a little bit handy as well. Then I'm going to take my buttercup. Remember earlier I mentioned how flimsy these little stems are, so you want to be super careful with them. Get that there, a little bit on the little bud. It does get in your hands a bit. That's okay. Turn it over. I wanted that on the left-hand side. Whoop. There we go. Slip her down. And then this one's very busy. Lots of little blossoms on there. I'm going to start up there, making sure I get those little petals. Get a little on each one of these. Oh, there's Milo. Hello, Milo. You want to come out and play? I know. And there we go. And it's as simple as that. So I'm going to let that dry a little bit. Add a little more where I can see. Use a little bit more underneath here, and especially down there, I want that to stick. Use my little tweezers. And we'll let that dry for a bit. So you can see here I've got my 4 lovely bookmarks, and they're all a little different. And I'm going to show you 2 ways to finish them off. One way is using Mod Podge, and one way is using some inexpensive sheets that you can buy at Office Max that are like laminating sheets that do not require heat. So I'm going to use a little wax paper to keep my surface nice and clean. It is my table that we eat at, so put a little bit of protection down. And then we'll put our, grab some extra flowers. I have lots of flowers left over, so I'll be using those for other projects as time goes by. Maybe I'll share some more at another day. So I'm going to use my Mod Podge and a little more light on there. Just carefully go right over the top of the flowers and kind of press it in there. Firm but gentle. You can go all the way to the edge. Put this over here. You want to make sure you have enough on your brush. Go bring that in a little bit closer. So you just want to really press it right into the flower. This little area here keeps popping up. I'm going to slide a little more underneath. And I might hold it down a little bit. And there you go. So these here are just some Scotch self-seal laminating pouches. No machine needed. You just slip your item in like that. And they all come with their little instructions on each one. And laminating instructions on flat surface. Open the protector sheet and center your document face down on the transparent sheet. Okay, so these are pretty straightforward. We're going to just center our little pieces in here, actually face down, and out there. I'm going to leave a little bit of space in between them. Sure, that's okay. Yeah. So we lock that into place up there. That little adhesive strip we just pulled off. And then we're going to lock that. Then we start here. And I've got a trusty ruler here, and we're just going to start to kind of push it down as we go, pushing it down and go to the bottom. Get rid of that. Center this, then use your straight edge, make sure everything's nice and in there. And there they are inside, and I will trim them so that, put my fingernail in here. I will trim them so that they are, oh, what happened there? Oh, that was a little glue from the table. Got me worried there for a second. All right. Go. better than the Mod Podge ones. I know they're plastic, but they'll be a special gift that'll last for a long time. And there you have it. So here they are all finished, and I've got 2 that were Mod Podged, and they're quite sweet. The one advantage of the Mod Podge is on the back you could, you know, draw a little picture, make a little note or something like that. And then there's the 2 that are tucked into the laminate plastic, which has the advantage of durability. And I will probably put a ribbon and maybe soften off the corners of these as well. And